Welcome back to the Commitment Issues podcast.
Give it up for episode 10.
Yeah. I'm so proud of us, Morgan. I think that the Academy should send us an award.
I also think that I'll be expecting it in the mail.
Yeah. Chop chop. Let's get to it. But yeah, speaking of the Academy, Morgan.
We're gonna talk about movies. We've been watching so many movies recently, so a little
Hmm.
out of what we normally talk about, but it's fine.
Yeah, no new music to talk about this week, so movies it is.
Still media, still fun.
Yeah,
So,
true.
if anyone has listened to our past few episodes, we have been talking about the Terrifier series with Art the Clown in it. Quite the series, let me tell you. But I had the very much displeasure of watching the third movie last week.
Hmm.
Um, and let me tell you, it's something. It was, if there's going to be spoilers ahead, and you're probably like, I'm gonna be so honest, you're probably gonna want them because that movie going in blind was like I had some spoilers and I still like went in kind of blind, but I was like, oh my God, that is disgusting. So if anyone wants the backstory, it's kind of a continuation partly from the second movie. So the ending scene from the second movie starts off the third movie, but then Art the Clown, and I don't know if we remember this character named Vicky, but she's from the first movie and then got possessed or something in the second movie. Um, so she like she goes off with Art the Clown into his hideaway that we see him in all the time. I guess in the first movie. I don't know, or like the second. I don't know when he's in
Oh
hideaway.
yeah.
He's there.
In like
And
his workshop or something. They frolic. They're like la 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 la.
yeah, so
Just kidding. I don't know if they do that.
then it cuts to like 5 years later. We see Sienna, who's getting picked up from a psych ward from her by her uncle, and she's going to stay with her aunt and uncle, I guess. Um, but there's also like her little cousin there, who's maybe like 12 or 13. I have no idea. So they go off to like the mall or something, and let me tell you, Art and Vicky have been in stationary in one spot for 5 years. Vicky's in a nasty looking bathtub, let me tell you. Like,
Uh-oh.
and then Art the Clown, he's just sitting in a rocking chair. There's dust, there's cobwebs on this man.
Hmm.
I was looking at it and I was like, couldn't be me. Then they get
Couldn't
reawoken.
be me.
They get reawoken because these two guys go into this like house in the woods that they're in. That's basically Art the Clown's lair, I guess. Um, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is freaky as hell." Like, what? So they're calling for the other person. Both of them get murdered, as they do. And
Mhm.
Art the Clown is back now. So Sienna and her cousin are at the mall. Her cousin's really, really annoying, by the way. Um,
Of course, as little cousins tend to be. Just
yeah,
kidding. Sometimes they're nice. Sometimes they're
sometimes.
annoying.
So Sienna sees Art the Clown dressed as Santa Claus, and there's stuff leading up to why he's dressed as Santa Claus, and let me tell you, it's not pretty, but it's hilarious. So, um, Art the Clown is at the mall, dressed as Santa. He has a weird little Santa mask on too. It's freaky as hell. Then Mall Santa goes on a break. Art the Clown takes over, as he does, and he starts handing out gifts to kids. And they're like, this seems sweet. Until one kid opens a, goes into like the sack, takes out a wrapped box, and then blows up all of the North Pole.
Just blows up like
Dude,
everything.
I was with my one friend and she was like, this entire mall's gonna blow up, isn't it? And then like 5 seconds later, boom. And I was like, sounds about right. Seems like something Art the Clown would do. Um, so then Sienna hears about it on the news and goes into like the psychotic break down, which fair enough. She already saw Art the Clown at the mall. Her little cousin, by the way, Sienna's been keeping a journal. Her little cousin read the entire journal. What a little bitch.
Ooh. So,
Like some
yeesh.
of the like what she was writing in there was
Privacy.
awful. And this is like a child.
Yeah. So I'm sure the child's just like,
Yeah, so then
well,
the aunt and uncle don't really believe her. Jonathan, the little brother, he seems mad at Sienna for something. I have no idea what, but he's in college now. Um,
oh my gosh.
he made friends with a frat guy. It's really funny.
Not a
Like
frat guy.
it seems like he's rooming with like a senior in college while this kid's a freshman in college, and I'm like, this just would not happen in real life. So, anyways, um, at some point in time, when the aunt and uncle start like are like, we have something in Sienna is like go get Jonathan. So uncle goes to get Jonathan, and then um they never come back. Basically, Sienna, after her psychotic induced, like they gave her stuff to go to sleep. She wakes up, hears her aunt and uncle talking shit on her, and goes downstairs to be like, what the fuck? And it's Art and Vicky.
Oh
Because
no.
Vicky is now possessed by the little pale girl, who's the little girl that Art can see. And she's like, what the fuck? So then Art and Vicky, sorry, I'm so bad at explaining things. Art and Vicky like chase her around the house, knock her out, and then she wakes up tied to a chair, her aunt across the room. The uncle's body is decapitated. And hang like Jesus Christ on the wall. Let me tell you, slit right down the middle. It's
Oh.
a little gross. There is a skull or like brains or something on the table in a bird cage. It was wild, let me tell you.
In a
Um,
bird cage, no
it
less.
was like something
Okay.
weird. I don't know. And then she starts they start freaking out, obviously. I don't know if you have heard anything about rats in this movie.
Yes, I have, unfortunately. Did that part come true?
Yeah. I
Mm.
So the way my friend's like house is set up, it's the TV and then the couch facing the TV as a couch does. But then
Yes.
behind the couch is a window.
Ooh.
I had to turn Listen, I love rats so much. And I saw the rats are like a continuous thing we see throughout the movie. And I was like, I know exactly what's about to happen. The only thing keeping me going with this movie was knowing the actor was like Art the Clown, the actor was just as disgusted and was like, I don't want to do it. But his stunt double wouldn't do it either because he was like, that is so gross.
Oh.
I want to know how the actress felt.
Yeah.
No one, getting the rat.
Getting the rat.
Getting the rat. We're not going to go
Why?
into too much detail on that one because let me tell you, I saw parts of it through the window because it was reflecting.
Mm. Mm.
It was lovely.
Nasty.
It was great. So then it turns out so then the aunt dies, but they were convinced that the skull on the table was the cousin. It wasn't. They moved it and put glasses on it, and it was Jonathan.
Oh, no.
So
Mans goes to college and then dies.
finally he got by Art the Clown.
That's so unfortunate.
But then the little cousin, who previously was like very interested in Sienna's like backstory, I guess.
Mhm.
Finally learned like I think she made some like insensitive comments or something, and that's why it was like a little bit like, why are you saying these things? But once it all happened to her, I was like, yeah, now you kind of know how Sienna feels because once it was all over, also too much possession, literally too much possession. It was so paranormal. At some point, the cousin gets brought to the depths of hell. So I'm assuming the next movie, which also goes into Art's backstory, according to the director, also goes into saving the cousin. So I'm like, are we gonna just bring everyone back from hell? Is that where everyone's going? The little pale girl, it was very religious too. It was like there was a
Oh.
crown of thorns and stuff that they placed on Sienna's head. Um, Just like it was weird. It was interesting, but weird. Like there was also something else I was gonna say. Oh, there was this girl that Jonathan, like she has a true crime podcast, I guess. And Jonathan is a victim of the Miles County massacre.
Hmm.
So she wanted to talk to Jonathan about it, and he was like, "No." And then she sees Sienna at the mall, freaks out, and is like, "Oh my God, like you have to come on my podcast." And Sienna freaks the fuck out and is like
Yeah.
yells at her. And then she gets so like the girl who wanted to interview her gets so mad and is like, "She shouldn't have yelled at me," and all this stuff. And I'm like, "You're talking to someone with years worth of trauma she has to unpack. Like,
Yeah.
no
Like,
reason to
no
be
wonder
mad."
she doesn't want to go on your podcast, babes.
Let me tell you, she died a very brutal death.
Um, yikes.
Some of these scenes remind me of other movies, and I love it. This, I think that was the scene where it was giving Here's Johnny, like uh The Shining. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. Definitely not their strongest movie, I will say. Definitely all gore.
Yeah, I was gonna say more gore than plot, would you say?
Um, it all happens in like 2 nights too, which kind of made me mad. I was like, come on. If Art the Clown came back, he would draw it out for like a day or two, I feel
Probably.
like.
Well, now wait a minute. He said it took place over 2 days, and you were like a day or two. But wouldn't that be the same one?
I don't know when he like came back or anything, so I don't know how long it took him to get back to Miles. I don't even think they're in Miles County, but like,
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
fact that, so wait, they were just like sitting in his lair, like completely unprovoked.
He was sitting in a rocking chair, just staring out the window like a grandpa. Vicky, um, this is a huge trigger warning for anybody listening. Slit her wrist,
Ooh.
bleeds out into the already disgusting bathtub, and then I guess they're sitting there for 5 years. Um, Although the timing doesn't make sense because they say it takes place like the anniversary is coming up, but it's also Christmas time, so make it make sense. But
Oh,
when I
yeah, because
tell
wouldn't it be
you,
Halloween?
you would think, but it was Christmas. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sure, whatever. Um, they showed it. It's like, you know, old blood that she's like said. I'm gonna puke talking about this. It was so gross to like think about, to like look at.
Yeah.
I was like, this is lovely. Hold on. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. There we go.
All good. I forgot to do that too. And I was like, whoops, let me do that.
No, I got a text and I was like, don't, please no. Yeah, no. What a movie. I would for the storyline, if you wanted this, it's not a big storyline. But if you want to see what the gore I'm talking about,
Yeah, if you're really
just
into gory things.
I'm not into gory things.
Me neither,
It
to be
was
honest.
fun. Okay, we do actually have something music to talk about because Ice Nine Kills released a music video. And the girl who sings the Come by Down by the Clown Cafe is in that song.
Oh, is she really?
She's like they have her character like looking all possessed and stuff in that song. And the whole music video, it's like a 7 minute long music video. Weird as hell, by the way. Um, it's a concert happening, and Art the Clown goes into this concert and murders everybody. Um,
Nice.
and I'm not gonna get too
Lovely.
detailed into that part, but like it
Yeah.
was it was some interesting promotion for this movie. Let me tell you.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I like did see that that was a thing that happened where Ice Nine Kills like had Art the Clown like in the music video.
Yeah,
I just didn't like actually listen to it or watch the music video. The fact that it's 7 minutes long was not expecting
it
that,
was
but
like a
I'll have to
story
double
kind of
check.
thing.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
There's
But
more. There's more than what I just watched. Like I think after the concert or something there's stuff, but like it was weird.
yeah, that sounds horrifying. But then again, Art the Clown in general is horrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Morgan, so I yeah, I was gonna say like what would you rate this movie out of 10? But like if
Um,
it's too hard, don't worry about it.
no, if you just don't think about the specific scenes, you're fine.
Yeah, you're chilling.
Here's the thing. If you really like gore and if you're a freak, then yeah, it's a really good movie.
You're a freak.
Um, if you don't like gore, then don't watch it because also there's basically no storyline except for Sienna having a whole ass breakdown and then fighting off Art the Clown again. That's all I can say on rating it. I will definitely be watching the fourth movie, but out of every single Terrifier movie, I think the second one is still the best.
Yeah.
It's just weird and I love it. Like,
Yeah. I know like see, I was also on the fence about the whole paranormal like aspect of things because at first I was like, "Oh, this stinks. I hate this." But then I like I think I've mentioned this before, but then I thought about like how the Chucky movie is basically like the same thing where he literally like transfers his soul into a doll sort of a deal, and I was like, maybe I don't love it, but I also maybe don't hate it. I don't know.
I
On the fence about it.
the thing is, I just don't think it's one of those movies that needs to be like we're opening the pits of hell. Like it's getting too biblical, I guess. Like it's paranormal, biblical, and just like weird. It's like a weird combination, and the way they go about it is just like so odd.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Who really knows? I was surprised to hear that they're making another one. They're gonna make a fourth one.
They confirmed it at some event that everyone was at. Uh, I will say the promo for this movie was hilarious. I saw like Art the Clown went to Spencer's and bought shit. Um,
That was awesome. That video was funny.
there was the one clip of that one girl who took a selfie and went, "Don't kill me," and he goes, "Okay." I was like,
I know.
"That's so funny."
I know. I was like, that is. I was like, why would you say that knowing? I mean, like, obviously, he's not gonna do that for a promotional thing because, like, that would be bad. Oh, could you imagine
Yeah, let's
that
murder someone
headline?
for promotion.
I know. It's like, oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah.
Um, but like, obviously, nothing was gonna happen. But the fact that he was just like, is so like goofy. I
Also,
don't know.
Vicky, with the paranormal stuff, Vicky made me so mad because she was like, it was just weird. Like, because she was talking, what she sounded like it sounded like if they were trying to mimic like I've never, I have seen the nun, but it sounded like if a ghost nun was like trying to speak through her. But I know it's like the little pale girl, but it's weird. I just did not like that part. I was like, they could have done so much more with this movie.
Yeah, potential movie. Morgan, I was gonna ask if there was anything that you would have done differently as the director, what would it be? However, I feel like I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. So if you can't answer that question, that is totally fine. But
I see a lot of the thing that bothered me. First of all, set design. I hated. Okay, I get it. It's supposed to be a house, but the house was just so ugly. Like the decoration. Like, come on, get better set design. One thing
come
I
on,
do
guys.
really like that they do is they film it. They have like these filters on it where it looks kind of like it's from the 90s. I really enjoy that. Like, I don't know what it is, but like 90s style movies recently have been bringing back the like putting the names of the actors in the beginning, and I love that so much. I don't know why. Um, but like I feel like I would probably want less gore and make it seem more like of a spread out thing because it's like yeah, it all happens in one night. I like looking back, like yeah, Terrifier 2 happens in one day. But I feel like there's more of a story to Terrifier 2 than there was of Terrifier 3. Like, yeah, it's just kind of her being re-traumatized by Art the Clown. And they said
Yeah.
it, they kind of set it up for a fourth movie, but like it was interesting. I don't know if I have like any actual like without seeing everything, I don't know if I could actually like be like I would change that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like your input that you just gave was pretty good. I mean, we don't need to, like, go fully in depth, like, scene by
Yeah.
scene or anything, but I was just curious since, ow, I hit my
I oh
knee
my God, I
on
was
this
coming up with
desk.
ideas for oh my God, I we were talking about it after the movie and I was literally talking about how I would change stuff or like what I would like to see differently and I can't remember
Mm-hmm.
what they are now.
Mm, that happens.
So
And you
sad.
don't think to write it down, and then you're like, "Oh, I wish I did that."
No.
But I don't know.
There's the whole synopsis of that movie though. Quite a movie. Quite the movie.
It sounds like it. No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Um, so what movies have you been watching recently?
Well,
On
Morgan,
a brighter note.
yeah, I was gonna say, haven't been watching any horror movies recently. Well, actually, that's a lie. I watched Jigsaw, but not the original one. I think like the newer one.
I haven't seen anything past the first one, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, when was like the first one made? Do you remember?
I feel like
Like,
it's a two something is telling me 2006. I don't know why. I could be so wrong, but 2006 is coming to
you
me.
know what? Let me look it up really quickly. But however, I watched one that was newer, and honestly, I feel like it kind of, I don't want to say like gave away what happened in the first one because I haven't seen the first one to be like, yeah, okay, I watched the one that came out in 2017.
Mm. I
And
watched
honestly, I thought it was pretty good. But
some of the Jigsaw movies. The one thing that interests me so much with those is that they're real things. Like all the torture devices are real.
yeah.
Like that interests me so much, and I'm like, these actors, they're so like good at being not like obviously they're probably terrified, but like not showing that they're real life terrified.
Hmm.
Like, because I'd be like, there's no way I'm getting in that.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely not. Oh, and to answer your question, the first one was in 2004.
That was
So,
close.
yeah. Oh my gosh, there are so many Saw movies.
You know what's freaky? The fact that we're older than the Saw movies.
I know that is really weird to think about, actually. That's funny. But yeah, I had watched Jigsaw, but I also, me being me and the way that I am, I live vicariously through rom-coms
Oh my
instead
God.
of,
Stop.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, but I watched the movie The Duff. And if you've never seen the movie and stuff, I had never, and I always heard people talking about it, and I was like, wow, people just really seem to love this movie. And I cannot remember the actor's name. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bother the crap out of me. But basically, so it's about this girl, Bianca, I think her name is. If I would remember people's names, this would go so lucky. Yes. Bianca,
Talking about
yes.
it, I've heard of this movie for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. It's Bianca. The girl's name is Bianca. And then there's this guy, which like as soon as I show you to him, he's in like so many. Oh my God. Please. No. Hello. There you go.
I know
This
that
guy,
guy. Okay, I know that guy.
Robbie Amell. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
Canadian.
He's Stephen Amell's cousin, and Stephen Amell played Arrow.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
I
did
think
not
they're
know that.
cousins. And I think
Cousins?
Robbie Amell was in Arrow as like a guest role or something. I could be
Oh,
wrong. I could
okay.
be entirely wrong.
Who knows? Yeah, you had me fooled. But basically, so it's this girl Bianca, and then oh my God, I already forgot his name. Jeez, I'm not doing so well this time around. Wesley, okay. Yeah, so Bianca and Wesley. So Bianca is like it's her and then her two other friends, Casey and the other girl's name is just slipping my mind, and I would look it up again, but I've already looked up 500 other things. It's fine. Yeah, so it's Bianca and then her two friends. And she basically starts out the story with being like, I feel invisible. Like my friends are always recognized by people and everybody says hi to them. This is like a high school like movie. So like,
Oh yeah.
the
Is it
world
from
is
the
ending,
90s
you're in high school. No, I think
or like 2000s?
it has to be 2000s, I believe. Oh my gosh, yeah, 2015. Wow.
Oh,
Bella Thorne is in this. She plays the girl Madison, who's Apparently, she is a bitch in this movie. But yeah. So basically, social media has a lot to do with this. Wow, surprise.
Big
But
surprise.
yeah, so yeah, it's Jess and Casey are Bianca's two friends. And she's always like, "Oh, this is like really weird. I feel like just nobody ever notices me and it's always like everybody asking me about like Jess and Casey and whatever." And then Madison, Bella Thorne, comes over and is like, "Oh my God, Jess, Casey, you should come to my party." And then Bianca's like, "Oh, I'd love to come." And she's like, not, I didn't invite you. No." But then like Jess and Casey are obviously like, "Oh, look, here's an invite right here. She can come." And they all end up going to this party. And so a thing you need to know, Wesley and Bianca are neighbors and they've known each other their entire lives as
Okay, so
being
it's Boy
neighbors.
Next Door.
Yes, there's Boy Next Door. Anyways, stop. It made me so happy, but like I need to relax.
I love Boy Next Door ones.
I Oh my God. I'm getting too excited anyway. It's okay, listen. Everybody look at me. I'm not saying that this movie needed to win it. I almost said a Grammy. I'm not saying that this was the best movie of all time. It's just for me personally, this made my little heart happy anyways. So while they're at this party, Bianca, um, like her, Jess and Casey are like they're like trying to get her to dance. They're like, "Come on, like loosen up, have a fun time." Because at first Bianca was like, "I'm just gonna stay. I don't really like know if I really want to go." And they're like, "No, no, no, come on, come on." First of all, she's like getting dressed and she goes, "You should wear this. You should wear this." And she ends up wearing this shirt and it says on it, "Lucky Party Shirt." Like that's what it says on it. And I'm just like, "Girl, no, please, no." She ends up wearing it anyway with a flannel, of course, because why
Oh, of
not?
course. So 2015.
Yeah, no. And it comes up later, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
A flannel.
Yes, it plays a huge role, just you wait. Anyways, so while she's at this party, she's like hanging out with her friends, and then she's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna avoid trying to dance by go getting a drink because, segues." And she goes into the kitchen and she sees Wesley, and Wesley's all like, they're just like talking, and she's like, "Oh, I'm trying to like talk to this guy that I like." And of course, she has a crush on this guy who's like in her music class. He plays guitar, he has fluffy brown hair. Go figure. I forget his name. Irrelevant. Anyway,
We're
I
gonna
was
call him
gonna
Harry
say
Styles for
Tyler,
the
but
sake of
that's not
this.
it. Harry Styles, yes. Um, but yeah, she's like, she really wants to talk to him, but she's so incredibly awkward. Oh my goodness, it is not even funny how awkward she is.
Like cringeworthy awkward, like I would be mad kind of
Oh,
thing.
you would be mad. And it wasn't even in that moment in particular. It was like later on, but I'll get to that in a second. I'll be quick with it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
So they're
distracted.
talking. They're talking, and she's just like, "I feel like I'm like she's explaining like her feeling invisible and like yada yada yada." And he goes, "Oh, well, like you're the Duff of the friend group." And she's like, "What are you talking about? Like, what's the Duff?" And he says, "Oh, designated ugly fat friend is what it's called." And I'm like, "Whoa." I'm like, "First of all, that is so harsh. Like, that is just mean." I know. And she's all like, "What the?" And he explains to her, like, every friend group has one, like, yada, yada, yada. And I had to pause the movie and I was like, "Oh my goodness." Like, just the way that he was talking to her, and I'm just like, "No way you just called her ugly and fat." Like,
To her face too.
I know. And like, she's very beautiful. Like, she's a very pretty, like, the actress is very beautiful. And I was just like, I was
Well,
just
I mean,
shaking my head. I
don't
was just
forget that
like,
movies, you can't be ugly.
yeah.
Like the ugly person
True.
is never ugly.
Exactly. Exactly. I know. That's how it always is. But obviously, Bianca gets mad and like throws a drink in his face and is like, "F you, dude. I hate you." Respectfully so. And then Bianca like goes back home and she just starts overthinking. She's like, "Oh my God, like everybody." Well, I should say, Wesley explains like, "Oh, do people like whenever do guys like do they ever come up to you and all they ever ask you about is Jess and Casey? They never ask you about you." And she goes, yeah, they don't ever ask me about myself. They only ask about my friends to get close to them. Hence, like, you know, the Duff is only like this person that they use to get close to like their hotter friends, whatever. Then she starts overthinking and she's like, this is stupid. And obviously she gets like really angry about it and whatever. And then she's like, Jess and Casey, we're not friends anymore. I'm not being associated with you guys anymore. So they have this whole scene where she's like, I'm unfriending you on Pinterest and we heart it. The fact that they brought up we heart it, I was like, no way. And they're like, I'm unfollowing you on Twitter. And then the one girl's like, I only gave you pity retweets anyway. And she was like, oh, no. And I was
Pity
like,
retweets.
I know. And they're like, I'm blocking you on Instagram. It was this whole thing.
What
Like
is
every
what is We Hearted?
we heart it. You don't remember that app at all?
I never had. When did I get a phone? I was like 12, and I didn't
Mm.
really have friends to tell me what apps to have, so like
Oh, like, I'm like trying to like think of the best way to explain it. I'm fairly certain it was like similar in Pinterest almost,
mm,
but like, yeah, I don't know. We heart it. Yeah, I don't know if you ever remember it. Like, oh my God, for the love of, okay, me trying to get that to, anyway, yeah. Anyways, so they have that whole thing, and she's just like, I am gonna like, get myself out there. Like, I don't need them now that I don't have them around. I can like prove that I'm not a duff and like whatever. And basically, so later on, like they're in chemistry class, like Bianca and Wesley, and they find out that Wesley, who's a football player, is failing chemistry and he needs the and it's like, oh, if you don't pass, no football for you. And he's like, the coach loves me. And it's like, but coach said you're not allowed to play if you fail. And he's like, no, my scholarship.
my
Typical.
scholarship.
My scholarship. Typical. So Bianca overhears this and she's like, you come here. You come here right now. She's like, I'll help you with chemistry if you help me get Toby, Tyler, Harry Styles attention, the guy she has a crush on. If you help me get his attention, like I'll help you with chemistry and whatever. So it's basically like then they go to he's like, all right, I'll help you. They go to the mall and they're like picking out clothes and stuff.
Does
This
it
is
have the
the cringy
montage?
part.
Does it have the montage?
Of course, of
I
course.
love the montage.
He's like, here, try these things on. Ugliest outfits ever. So many floral prints. There's this shirt. She didn't wear it, but it was in the store. It said hashtag cray cray. And I was like, that is so 2015. Anyways.
This is so random, but I had a little phone holder. It wasn't a case or anything. It was like a little phone holder.
Hmm.
And it said, I am so totally tweeting this. Mind you, I, one, did not have an iPhone at the time, and two, did not have Twitter because I did not have an iPhone at the time. So I was not so totally tweeting this.
You could have been just writing that and you're like just typing it out, being like, I am tweeting, yes. When in reality, your ass was not tweeting. But of
Players.
course, of course, they have to have a montage of her trying on every single outfit and it being like, not that one, not that one, not that one. For some god-awful reason, they decide, oh, there's like these mannequins behind her. Let's have her pretend that like one of them's Toby. She's just like, oh, Toby, you're so handsome. Which is, you see, her like pretending being like, oh my gosh, you're so handsome. That part was fine. What wasn't fine was when she took his arm off, put it around her, went for a boob grab, and then went to like put it down her pants, and then another one where the mannequin was on top of her and they were on a bench. I was like, whoa, this is too much.
What did
And of
Wesley say to that?
well, he was like videoing her just to be like, okay, because she was having before that, she was actually smiling and like having a good time. And he goes, I want to record this. That way you like know what it's like when you're actually smiling and having a good time. Then it escalated and he was like, all right, I think this is too much. And I was like, yes, listen to him because this is too much. Relax.
Oh God.
Um, and then meanwhile, I forgot to mention that Madison has a best friend named Kaitlyn. And Kaitlyn sees the two of them at the mall and she starts recording her like dancing with the mannequin, doing
Caitlin, how
whatever.
could you?
I know. It was giving Austin Knight on the Sneaking Out of Heaven tour. Remember when he made out the statue?
Oh, I thought you were
Anyway,
talking about like the recording.
no,
I
no,
was
no,
like, who
no.
did he record?
No, not that.
Oh God.
But basically, I'm sure you can understand where this is going. Later on, that video gets uploaded to the entire school, and Bianca's like, "Oh crap!" And of course, her crush sees it, and he's just like, "That's a little weird.
Does it
That's
have
a little weird."
audio? That's the thing. Does it?
Yes, and it's
Oh,
like remixed too. So it's like, I love you. You know, when they like do that type of stuff in like videos and it's like fireworks, explosions, distortion of video,
that's
filters
so
out the wazoo.
2015.
I know. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And after that montage, Wesley has Bianca like go up to guys and like ask them for her number to like get her used to like talking to them more. That way she's like ready to talk to what's his face, Tyler, Toby, whatever,
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
I'll give you a reason why
Um,
Harry Styles is the first person that's been coming to mind after we finish this.
yeah, no, I got you. But basically, like she goes in the school the next day, the video blew up. She's like, this really sucks. And she's like hiding away in her room or whatever. But Wesley's like, you need to go up to him and you need to be like, hey, listen. Um, I know that video is like didn't mean for that to get out there, obviously. But he was like, you should go up to him and be like, listen, I really like you and like I'd like to go out with you if you and he was like, if he is like, no, F you, whatever, like, then you know he's not right for you. And she's like, okay, so um, she goes up to him and she's like explains all that. And then they actually plan a date. Wild. Yeah, he says yes. He's like, oh yeah, I like whatever. They plan a date. She's like, okay. So that date's set in plan. When they were doing the fashion montage, whatever. Um, Bianca saw this like little black dress. Shout out to that song. Um,
One Direction.
yes, Harry Styles. Um, so she saw this little black dress that she liked, and Wesley bought it for her and was like,
Aw.
here, you can wear this on your date. And I'm like, you're so in love with her. Shut up. God. Um,
I have to bring this up because it's gonna irk me if I don't. The fact that his name is Wesley and this is like a 2015 romance reminds me of, I think I've talked about this on the podcast before. There's a book called It's Better Than the Movies or something, and it's by Lynn Painter, and I'm only remembering that because I have one of her other books right here. It's so you should read it.
I
You
should
would
read
like
it
it. It's very much like this. Not, well, not, but like kind of.
because you know I would love it if these are the books that I have. Yeah. Oh, I should mention that before she got this dress, they went to like go work on chemistry stuff and Bianca took Wesley to like her hideout spot, which is like it's just where she goes to get quiet because like her parents were divorced. So like she was like I felt like home was never home, so I like went to this place and it's like out in nature. Woo. So she takes him there and they have this moment where they're just looking at each other, and I'm like, these bitches are about to kiss right now. Lo and behold, yes, they do. And then they pull away. They're like, what was that? And he was like, I was just practicing because I didn't think you had been kissed in a while. And I was like, "Bleh, gross." And she was like, well, you used too much tongue. And he was like, oh, so now you're critiquing me. And she's like, yeah, I
So they're
am.
flirting basically, just all the flirt.
Uh-huh. And wouldn't you know it, Kaitlyn is in the woods filming this
Why
whole
the fuck is
thing.
Caitlin in the woods? Caitlin, go home.
I know, I need to go home right now. But she films it and she sends it to Madison, and Madison's all like, I should mention that Madison and Wesley have dated before, but they're like broken up on again, off again all the
So
time.
cliche. So
Yeah, I
cliche.
know. And before that, Madison's like threatening Bianca, being like, listen, if you don't lay off my ex-mans, they're not even back together yet at this point. They just make out sometimes, whatever. Wesley's also a man whore, should mention.
I thought
Anyways.
you were just gonna leave it at Wesley's a man, and I was like, wait, I thought we established.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second. But yeah. So then Bianca goes on her little date and she goes to Toby Tyler, Harry Styles' house, and he's like, oh, I made sushi. His ass did not make sushi. It was like this whole dinner date. And Wesley had said, oh, like if you do go out to dinner, make sure you're sitting close by. The lights are dim, like whatever. And then like basically giving her all these signs of like how he knows that the date is gonna go well and it'll like end up with them like having a heated makeout session or whatever. I don't know. Basically, so they're on the date, and like at one point she's like fantasizing about him clearing off the table and just like making out with her. And at one point it goes from Toby Tyler Harry Styles to Wesley, and she like freaks out. She's like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's all like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." And then she like keeps seeing Wesley, and she goes into the bathroom. She goes, what is your problem? Like, why do you keep thinking about him? And then like Wesley enters as like a little mirage and he goes, I'm number one in your head, baby. Ha ha ha. And it's like really weird. He's like covered in blue body paint and has a foam finger. So strange. Anyway, but then like later after the dinner, uh Toby Tyler Harry Styles pulls out a guitar and he's like, I want to sing this song that I wrote for you. La 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 la. And he finds out that he ends up asking about Jess and Casey. And she's like, oh my God, you just invited me over here to ask Jess or Casey to go to homecoming. Homecoming was happening, by the way. And she's like, you suck. I hate you. Like, I'm leaving. And he was like, she was wearing his jacket at one point, and he goes, can I have my jacket back? And she takes it off, throws it in the trash. I was like, yes, girl,
Power
let's
move. We
go.
love that for her.
So then she goes to call Wesley to be like, hey, like, I feel like an idiot. Like, because what's his face literally just used me to get to Jess and Casey. Call me back when you get a chance. So then she goes to go to her like hideaway spot, and lo and behold, who's there? It's Wesley and Madison making out on the rock at her spot. And of course, she's upset. She's like, I'm pissed because not only did she realize that she has feelings for him, but she finds him in her spot making out with his ex-girlfriend.
Such a 2015 man thing to do.
I know, and I should mention that he got a B on his chemistry midterm, and he goes, "You're not the only B in my life." And that line made me laugh so bad because I'm like, that's horrible, but oh my God, did I laugh so
You're
hard
not
when he
the
said
only
that.
bee in my.
I know, I'm like, girl, relax. But yeah, obviously she's mad at him. And he's like, I'm really sorry. Like, they meet up later, or he's like knocking at her door, being like, I'm really sorry to hear about what happened. And then she's like, oh, you think you can take Madison to like your spot? Blah, 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 whatever. Um, I'll wrap this up quickly. She gets back together with her friends. She's like, I'm sorry. They get her ready to go to homecoming. She's wearing a dress that her friend made because her friend is like a fashion designer.
I want
And
to be a
it's
fashion designer so badly.
right. No, after this movie, I was like, damn, I wish I could like style myself like that. But she makes Jess makes Bianca a dress that's like half flannel at the top and the rest is like flared out. I'm like, oh my God, say less.
I
And
need
they
to go
all go
watch
to
this movie so I can see
homecoming.
it.
Yes, yes, you should. It's on YouTube for free. Please watch. And they go to homecoming. And then like she sees Wesley there with Madison and she like admits her feelings right then and there. And of course, like Madison's like being annoying and being like, you're my boyfriend now, relax. Well, he's like, oh, I like literally just got back together with Madison. And in my head, I'm like, drop her. Go with Bianca. And then Madison ends up winning prom queen and Wesley ends up winning prom king or homecoming king, whatever. And they call his name and he's not going up to get it. And they're like, Wesley, like, what are you doing? He goes, I don't want the crown, I want the girl. And then he runs over to Bianca and then they kiss. And I'm like, oh, so sweet. And then of course, like they they thought, oh, okay, like let's get out of here. They don't go to either of their houses. They go to the computer room or the newsroom in school and just start making out so hardcore. I'm like, you two are neighbors. Why are you making out in the newsroom? Like, what? What? And then the day after, they're like walking outside, and she's like, "Hi, boyfriend slash neighbor," and he says, "Hi, girlfriend slash neighbor," and then they get in his Jeep, and then they're all like riding off into the
Why do they all
sunset.
have Jeeps? No, because in the book I was talking about, I'm pretty sure he has a Jeep.
Those Jeeps.
I want a Jeep so bad. I miss having a Jeep.
To all the boys I loved before, he has a Jeep.
He does have a Jeep.
It's always the Jeeps. But yeah, I'm sorry for that long synopsis. You should watch The Duff. It is a great movie. Did it make me
Are you
cry? Well,
still
yes, it
honking?
did.
I'm filming a podcast episode.
Relax. Stop the honking.
I love living on a college campus.
Isn't that great?
No,
No, not at all.
no.
But yeah, I loved it. Would I give it a serious rating? No. In my book, though, 7 out of 10.
I would eat that shit up so much.
I ate it up. I was like, this is so good. It's so bad, but it's so good.
So the reason I gave you the name Harry Styles is not because I just simply love Harry Styles. It's because, so I don't remember anything that happened in this dream, but the other night I had a dream so terrifying. I was being chased by something. At some point I climbed under a table. I have no idea. And I don't know why Harry Styles was there, but he was there. Okay.
Hmm.
But it was so bad that I forced myself awake.
Oh,
And I'm like, I didn't think I could do that, but I had like that one switch where it was like,
are you okay?
what the fuck? Okay.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I bought a new tripod and my box for it has been leaning on my desk and it fell and it scared the living room.
I thought your bedroom door opened, and I was
Dude, if my
like,
bedroom door opened, I'd freak. I'd be like, we're ending this podcast right now. I need to go sage or something. Like,
Sage or something.
yeah, so anyway, it was so terrifying that I forced myself awake. But also, um, I would like to talk about, so I don't know who knows this, but I am a telecommunications major at my school. And in that, I have taken classes where I had to make movies. And we love movies. Harry
We
Styles has
do.
nothing to do with the movies I have made. Believe it or not, he has what to do with one that I am currently in the process of writing. Um, so I don't know if you did you watch the movie where The Idea of You and it has Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Gallatin, fake Harry
Of course
Styles?
I've seen it, girl. I'm delusional.
That's so valid. That is so me. So anyway, because of that movie, believe it or not, I hated it. But Nicholas Gallatin, fake Harry Styles, Chef's Kiss, I make my work listen to some of those songs. August Moon.
As you should.
As I should. So Nicholas Gallatin, fake Harry Styles, I watched a movie with him in it last night, and it re-inspired me to continue working on this movie that I started when I saw The Idea of You and hated it so much. I don't hate it. I've started rewatching it last night, but the movie idea I have, and this is trademark to me, and if I find out that this movie is being made in Hollywood, I'm gonna lose my mind. I've been working on this since like April. Um, it's based off of Wattpad. And now it's not based off of like a singular story on Wattpad like these things have been doing. It is quite literally based off of every single trope to happen in a Wattpad like book. So like the mafia's in there. The I threw my brown hair into a messy bun and looked up with my blue orb kind of shit. My drug addict mom sold me to One Direction. Like it's I need this to go to like Netflix or something so I can get an actual budget and I need to be like the assistant director or something because no, Lord knows that me and directing would not go well. But like
Morgan, have confidence in yourself. You could do
you
it.
need to see, I don't think I ever did I show you my last movie I made? The last movie I made is called Shutter and it's about a magic camera. And let me tell you that
Yeah,
is
I did see that.
they got progressively worse as time went on. I've made 3 movies in my time. They are so bad. My
Morgan,
favorite
everybody's got to start somewhere. Don't be so hard on yourself.
my favorite one will always be I'll Always Be Around. I gave like that's the one I gave to Austin Knight because it was based off of like his song and it was a horror movie. It was like the fa my favorite thing I've ever made and it had like a Scooby-Doo type scene and because I couldn't figure out a fight scene. So it was so good. I miss making that movie. That was so fun.
Yeah, I was happy that you gave that one to him, and I hope you watched it.
Austin Knight, if you didn't watch it, I'm gonna be so sad. I to be fair, I gave it to him on a flash drive. I could see why he wouldn't watch it, but like
Yeah, how else were you supposed to do it? Draw it out and make it a flip book?
okay, I could have given him the the storyboard for it.
Bye, that's so funny.
I
Oh my
I need him
goodness.
to see my roommate at the time, her acting in it. Do you know that scene where she sits up? Or it's like she screams and then sits up or something.
Yeah.
And she just goes, ah and instead of actually screaming. So yeah, if anyone steals my idea, I will sue because this is out in the world now, and it is confirmed that I have been working on it since at least April. So
I can actually attest to that because I believe you asked me to list some fanfic tropes in a text message.
I actually have the treatment pulled up right now, and I can read to you what I had my brother's girlfriend go through some of them with me too, because she's also read stuff like this.
Mhm.
So she's gonna be reading a book at Barricade. He's gonna call her backstage, and the friend's gonna be like freaking out. Um,
Mhm.
we got Mafia. Band member is her brother slash falls in love with one of the bandmates. Your name
Classic.
travels to the UK to find one of them wandering the streets. And that's gonna be after they break up, obviously. Their inevitable breakup. Um,
Mhm.
I have to reference the adventurous adventures of One Direction, of course,
Naturally, yes.
naturally. Boy Next Door. Don't know how we're gonna put that in there. A motorcycle. Obviously, fake Harry Styles is gonna ride a motorcycle.
Mhm.
YN works as a barista, but she wants to be a photographer because that's based off Duplicity. Although I don't think in Duplicity YN's a barista. I could be remembering wrong. Two boys fighting over her. Um, Vampire is on this list, and as a matter of fact, I don't think we're gonna be rolling with Vampire. I hate them so much.
Oh no, why?
I think vampires are so lame. They're so
I'm
overdone.
heartbroken because, oh my God, are they my favorites?
I
Ow, I just popped my shoulder. Sorry.
okay. Okay. And me going on this long rant about the movies I'm making or want to make. That brings me to my next thing that I'm so excited for. So
Uh-oh.
the way we were just talking about like 2015 in the past,
Hmm.
that brought something to my mind. Magazines, specifically teen magazines, where they have those stupid fucking quizzes in there where it's like, who are you gonna date or something. So
Which member of this band will you live on a ranch with and have 5 million children? Find out now. Take the quiz.
so to start off, I'm gonna edit this into the podcast, so unfortunately you can't see this, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask you your questions and we're gonna figure out who's your 1D hottie.
Yay!
So to start, what's more romantic? A nice date or a sweet note?
Hard to pick. I'm gonna go with a note.
Okay. Have you
You're
had
like,
your
bitch,
first
what?
kiss?
Sorry, what?
Have you had your first kiss?
Yes.
At school dances, do you stand and talk or dance, of course? The way they write these.
I know. I'm gonna say stand and talk.
Okay.
Sometimes
Do
it
you
is.
think that boys should always make the first move?
No,
Do you want to know who your 1D hottie is?
tell me. Ouch.
Harry Styles.
Wow.
Harry's friendly and fun, and so are you. He's your 1D crush.
Bye.
So for mine, I'll go the opposite. I'll go with a nice date, which leads me to I'd wear blank on a date. A dress or jeans and a tee. Honestly, I'm at the age where probably a dress. So I like boys with blank eyes, dark or light. Um, I like light eyes. I think boys should always make the first move. No, that also ends me up with Harry Styles.
We're getting controversial. We both end up with Harry Styles. Fight to the duel.
We're stealing each other's man.
I know. If you saw me just throwing punches like that, I promise that's not how I would actually fight. This is just for comedic effect.
All right. Next up,
Ooh.
which brunette are you? And
Oh
I know
yeah, I
you
forgot
can't see
about this
this,
one.
but we start off with Selena Gomez, Miranda Cosgrove, or Miley Cyrus. So we'll see which one you end up with. Are you the quiet girl reading in the corner? Yes or no?
That's a tough one. Sure. I guess more recently you could say that. Maybe not so much in the past, but I'll go with yes.
That's fair. You wear a messy ponytail on school days, usually or never.
Never. I always have my hair down.
Is wavy hair your signature look?
No, that is pinned straight, actually.
What is your favorite sport? Cheerleading?
No,
The options for this are go team or go away.
go away.
So you are Sky Brunette. You and Miranda Cosgrove are one of a kind. You get nervous around your crush, but there's nothing shy about your hair.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay, Miranda Cosgrove. All right, Morgan, let's see.
Are you the quiet girl reading in the corner? Depends on where I am, I guess. Like I haven't read in so long that I'm like, I don't know which one I want to choose.
Yeah, that's why I was on the fence because I was like, I've been reading more, but also like I'm not a bookworm, you know what I mean?
I'll be different and I'll go with no, because
You're not like other girls.
I'm not like other girls. I'm gonna play YN actually in my movie.
There
Um,
you
you love to dance to loud music. Yeah. Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Totally. The answer is totally. Um, you still feel fabulous on a bad hair day. I'm cute all the time. So we'll go with yeah. Um, and that leads me to mysterious brunette. Everybody
Oh,
loves a mystery, just like Selena Gomez. You have everyone under your spell with your magical hair.
you're magical.
Your magical hair. Oh God.
Yeah.
All right, last one. You're not ready for this one. I'm so excited for you to hear this one.
I'm scared. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know what
read
this
you,
one is. It's a surprise.
I'm gonna read you the whole thing, okay?
Oh
So
boy.
the headline for this one is Tacular. Ready to discover your 2015 destiny? Who's your five-sauce soulmate? Which amnesia cutie is meant for you?
Not the amnesia cutie.
Oh God.
Oh no.
All right. To start
hmm
off, your dream includes going to your dream date, not your dream. Oh God. Your dream
Your
date
dream.
includes going to the beach or the movies.
Movies.
A fear you'd like to conquer is heights or the dark.
Oh, that's I guess heights.
How do you like your pizza? Extra cheese, please, or I'd rather eat a burger.
Oh gosh, extra cheese. I would not rather eat a burger.
Luke Hemmings is your New Year's love. Whether he's singing you a new song or telling jokes, this super sweet rocker will make you smile 24/7.
Luke Hemmings.
Luke Hemmings. I recreated Luke Hemmings and everyone should go on my photography and stand like that.
Yes.
By that I
Love
mean
that
an
movie.
album cover. Oh my God. I can't speak.
You just like Frankensteined your own Luke Hemmings. You're like, look, all of him now.
Could you fucking imagine that's what I meant? I
No, we,
recreated the Boy album cover.
yeah. Morgan did a great job. Yeah, go like it.
All right. Your dream date includes probably the beach because I feel like movies as a date is kind of boring. You show your silly and sweet side by doing goofy dances or giving free hugs. Um, I don't give free hugs to people. That's weird. Don't touch me. So probably goofy dances. You're more likely to crush on guys with an ear or lip piercing or bright colored hair. Probably an ear or lip piercing. This one is so confusing. Like these map ones are like all over the place. You often get teased for being clumsy or always losing your stuff. Definitely being clumsy.
That's very
Do you prefer
true.
to have one pet or several? Um, See, I would love to have so many animals, but I know as a person I can only take care of like one or two. So probably just one. So in social situations, you tend to be the life of a party or a bit shy.
I thought you were gonna say a bitch. I was like, whoa.
So probably more shy. I am definitely not the life of the party for these things.
Mhm.
So Callum Hood is your ultimate crush. No need to keep any secrets from this hottie. He loves quirky girls, but most especially the ones he can truly open up to.
Oh my goodness. Quirky girls.
Quirky girls. I
Bye.
feel like if Callum Hood wanted a quirky girl, that would not be the word he used. Did you hear him and Brandy broke up? Did we talk about this?
We did not, although I saw Brandy's video about it. And I was like, listen, guys, let's just like not like be all
That's crazy
like,
to me.
ha ha. Like, no, we're not doing that.
That's crazy to me.
I know. I was honestly like, see, I saw a few of her videos where she was like, oh, I was picking up some of my stuff. I was like, oh no, did they break up? And then she like did like confirm that they broke up. And I was like, that's a shame to see
Okay, here's the
that.
thing. I was unsure about also we have no say in their girlfriends. We
True.
are just fans. And if
Yes.
anybody thinks I am being delusional, I swear to God, I do not want to date Callum Hood. That man is like 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
But like I was unsure because I had heard that she was like an awful person, but also, you can't trust the internet, so it's like I
Yeah.
don't know
And
what
we
she did.
also don't know her personally to
She
like be
seems
able to
so
judge.
funny. I would love to be her friend.
Yeah. I know.
That's
She's
that's
like
how I gauge
cracks out the
celebrities
jokes
is like,
like,
would I be their friend?
yeah.
But that sounds really parasocial. I swear to God, that's just like so
Yeah.
once she started posting more of them, I was like, yeah, she's kind of iconic. I see her tweets sometimes and I'm like, you're really funny. Like
I know. She comes up every so often on my timeline. I'm just like, oh, hey, Brandy, what's up?
she's iconic. I love her. I don't listen to her music, but like she seems like such a sweet person.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
from
I'm
Philly,
like,
or I guess Jersey.
yeah, I think she's a Jersey girl, but I guess like, she must be in a part of New Jersey that's like closer to Philly.
She lives in Philly.
Yeah.
Like lived, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but we love that. We're
We
like,
love that. We love Philly people. I just learned that two of the members of Knightley are from Philly. So go
I
Birds.
know. Go Birds! Also, Nightly, if you ever want to be on the podcast,
We filled out that application.
we did. Me and Morgan filled out an application. Um, we really want to interview Nightly.
I if
Not
I
sure if it's gonna happen though.
I don't know, but it would mean everything to me if we interviewed Knightley because that'd be so cool.
I know. I can't imagine being in a Zoom call with like anybody we admire though. That would be crazy. So wild. I was gonna say crazy, but like that'd be so wild. I don't know how well that would go. We would need to plan so far ahead. I would need to write a script for myself
I
because I
would
know my
literally have
night
to
would
be
go
like
like,
the do's and like they are just people, and I would have to keep reminding myself that they are just people.
mm-hmm.
Like they're they're no like Taylor Swift, who's like so far out of being like so looked up to that it's like crazy. They're probably on our level, I hope. That makes no sense what I just tried to explain, but like
Yeah, I mean like, and of course, like Morgan and I aren't saying we're like, the talk of the town. Everybody knows us. We're like just starting out. And I
yeah.
think like Nightly is a smaller band, so we would love to interview
I
them.
will say I do think Taylor's very down to earth. Don't come at me, please. I just the way I tried to mean it was like she's just so like she's what like the at right now the third most I can speak. Like the third
Third
most
most
listened to
listened
person in the
to.
world. Like that's crazy. I don't
Yeah,
think I could interview Taylor Swift.
she's just a very busy person, a very popular artist.
Oh yeah.
So, like, obviously, our chances would be higher to interview like a smaller band rather than like, a
I
huge
can't
music artist.
explain things.
It's okay. I did you not hear me talking about the Duff for like 20 minutes?
I talked
That was
about
the
Terrifier for
definition.
20 minutes. You're good.
And I mean, we were talking about movies and whatnot.
Movies.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I should mention that there was this, I don't want to say it was the concert that's happening in Harrisburg on the 22nd, but it's not like anybody like a band. It was just like rap. And I was like, I like this one artist. However, I don't know if I would go to see like three or four other people. And I'm like, I would love to support him because he actually makes very good music.
It was a
Um, Sam is his name.
I don't listen to like any rap music, so I have no clue.
Yeah, no, you're good. But I found him like um on TikTok and I was like, "Oh, actually,
We love finding artists on TikTok. Actually, that might be how I found Nightly, actually. Maybe.
perhaps, perchance.
Because the one and only song I listened to from them for like ever was Hate My Favorite Band. I'm trying to think. Maybe.
Gotta love it. TikTok can sometimes be terrible because it has you scrolling for like hours on end. However, when you find artists through there, it's pretty great. And you're like,
That's how
oh,
I found Clinton Kane. I
oh,
found
Clinton
Clinton
Kane.
Kane post. We're not gonna get into the details of that one, but I found Chicken Tendies through that, and it's one of my favorite songs because it's just so good, you know?
hmm Oh, Clinton
Clinton Kane,
Kane.
however.
Yeah. Well, now that you mention it.
He's something.
Yeah, that he is. Oh my goodness.
I'll interview him. I'll interview Clinton Kane.
You're like, I'll do it. Raises his hand. My lips are so dry. It's getting to that season where it's just like, well, actually, no, it's not. I'm a liar. I just have dry skin all the time. I can't even
That's
say that it's getting worse because it's still like 70 degrees outside.
my hands are starting to dry out. It's brutal.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
also doesn't help that it has gone from 20 degrees to 70 degrees to like 40 degrees. Last weekend? No, 2 weekends ago, I guess.
No.
No. I worked a football game and I was on camera and it was supposed to be 60 degrees outside, right? It was not. It was for I think I said it was for football. The cameras are so high up for football and I live in the mountains already. So it's like I was getting beat to death by the wind. And I don't have a winter coat up here because I despise them so much. And I was like, I'm not gonna need it. Yeah, I in fact did need that. I was so cold because it felt like maybe 40 degrees where I was. The wind was so aggressive that it was shaking the camera. It wasn't just me shivering, it was the wind and me shivering, shaking the camera. It was so bad. And then this weekend when I was outside, it was cold out, but it wasn't windy out, so it wasn't as bad. Like I could have tolerated that.
Hmm.
It was quite the quite the experience.
Poor Morgan just standing there like shivering.
They were making fun of me through the headset. It was so bad.
Well, you know what? Grant, if they were making fun of you, they can make fun of me because I'm wearing a jacket in my own home because I am cold.
Keep the
And
I
do I
voted sticker.
care?
We love
No.
doing our civic duty.
Oh yeah. I didn't even mean to do that. I was just trying to be like, I'm cold. I was literally shivering before we started filming. I was like, Morgan, I might have to
Caitlin
get
just
a
lives in
blanket.
Antarctica.
I do. It's colder inside than it is outside. What do you mean?
That's
What do
crazy.
you mean?
Is it 72 where you live where you are?
Um, I think so. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Yep, 73. I almost showed that to the camera. I do not want to dox myself. The last thing we need to do.
Accidentally doxing ourselves. It's okay. We would fix it in post-production.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Can't fix me putting my phone up to the screen and it just being a bright light. I should have turned my brightness down. These are the things I don't think about until afterwards.
No, because when I was trying to do it, I kept turning my brightness down and then you show it to the screen and it because the screen's bright, it like goes back up and I'm like,
You're like, Kaitlyn, stop! I'm
no,
like,
it's
sorry.
like
It's a whole bunch of whatnot. Who's-its and whatnots and everything in between. Also, I would like the way you looked at me, you're like, what? I would like to mention that before we started filming this podcast, I was looking through my notes and I had seen BB semicolon football and wings, and I was like, Morgan, what is this note that I have written in here?
so we have a fun story. The making of this podcast, we had two different name ideas. It was either commitment issues because we're hilarious and we have commitment issues. Or to be funny, we were like, what if we do the big boys? Because it'd be funny because we are not boys, nor are we big. I am 5'4".
I am 5'5". We
So
are
we are most
average
certainly
height
not
women.
going to be linebackers anytime soon.
Oh,
So we thought it would be funny if we attempted to draw in a male audience by, I guess, falsely advertising ourselves.
yes. Because who doesn't love a catfish?
I
Yeah.
forgot that we wanted to share that story because it's so funny to me.
I
The
know.
only
I
reason we
like
didn't
brought it
do
up.
it was because our friend Dylan, who has been on our podcast before, shout out Dylan. Talk next
Mhm.
time.
You suck. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Or am I? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't want
we
to.
asked him about it and he was like, "That sounds like a terrible idea. Do not do that."
And you know what? We listened, clearly.
To be,
But I don't know.
I think we chose a appropriate name for us. So I mean,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
killing it.
happy with this name. Yes, we are. And once again, I'd like to give a round of applause for 10 episodes. Good job, Morgan.
I'm so happy that we've lasted so long.
I know. Maybe we'll make it to 20.
I keep forgetting that we're doing this every other week, and I'm like, 10 episodes doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, it's been like we've been consistently doing this for every other week. I think the only time we did 2 weeks in a row was the first two episodes.
Yeah, true. And I don't know. My one friend has been like, I think it's really cool that you guys are doing that and like staying consistent with it because I don't know, just like you don't see a bunch. I mean, okay, let me preface this by saying I'm talking inner circle more so. You don't see like people starting their own podcast, so the fact that we're doing it, my one friend was like, "That's really cool that you're doing that." And I was like,
I one thing I like is that we're doing it. We just started. Like we don't have any social media following or anything. We're just kind
mhm.
of doing it for fun at this point, and it's like we keep making jokes like when we end up in Hollywood, but at the same time, it's like if we don't, like we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah. And you know
And
what?
it may seem like super scripted, but it's literally we just come up with ideas that we want to talk about for the podcast, and then we're like,
Morgan, I'm gonna be so honest. If anybody ever came up to us and was, I thought I heard a strange noise to the left of me, and I was just like, what was that?
God
Anyways.
damn it, we're being possessed this episode. Not possessed.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
It literally
We're
sounded
being
like a
tortured this
dog
episode.
barking. I was like, that's not right.
You're
Anyways,
being haunted by Violet. She's actually broken into your house. Violet is my dog. I think you all know this, but
in case you don't.
she's a demon.
Um, she's so cute, but oh my goodness, is she rambunctious?
She's apparently calmed down a little bit, but I haven't seen her since September. So I guess I'll let you know on our next episode, which comes out the week of Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll have to get a Violet update, you know? But oh my goodness. All right, Morgan. I think we've yapped enough for today.
I think so.
So if you don't, you should follow us on Instagram and Twitter, the Commitment Issues Podcast,
I think
the
one of them
Commitment
might be
Issues
the CI
Pod.
pod too.
Yeah, the CI
But
Pod.
it'll be at the end of this episode. You'll see it.
Yeah, go click it and, go follow Morgan. That way you can see her album cover that she did
Yeah,
too
follow me
for.
at Morgan Nicole underscore snaps. And then go follow Kaitlyn.
Yeah, if you want to, I make art occasionally. It's Kate Crack. Yeah, it's spelled weird. It's like if you were to write out freckle, but put a K instead of an F. Yeah, I love explaining
Iconic.
that part. It's so fun. But yeah.
But
Alrighty.
thanks for sticking around for 10 episodes. We'll see you at our 11th episode.
And maybe everybody will just be like, you know what? 10 was good enough for me. 11, no go. We'll see.
It's okay. But